Hey, Ray, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. So what I did is I created a template database called Code Tracker. And the idea behind this is just something you can use to keep track of your projects. And like any Airtable database, you can add to it. So you can add and customize this to your own personal use. But I figured this is like a good starting point. So essentially there's like 4 tables in this database. Okay, and then I'll give you the link so that way you can get your own copy of this and all that stuff at the end. The first one is the project. So here you can list your different projects that you're working on. And then you can put the link to the GitHub for the project, the link to the live URL where you can see the project live online. You can talk about the status of the project. So if I go here, I can choose like, is this project in progress, in review, is it complete? You might have different clients you work for. So you may have different, maybe multiple jobs or multiple freelance clients or different sort of contexts in which you are doing projects. So you can add them to the employer table, okay, with it. So I have one already kind of personal project as one, GA bootcamp project because I work for GA. But I can choose between those and be like, oh, okay, this project belongs to this particular employer, and you can rename the table to whatever. Also, you can keep track of which technologies you're using. So I'm saying, hey, in this particular project, we're using Express for the back end and Angular for the front end. So that way you can keep track of what you're using for what project. And any additional notes. Okay. And here we have one extra view. You can view all your projects as a Kanban. Okay, so that way it has like sort of that Trello feel. Okay, and then let me edit this a little bit. So that way you don't necessarily need the GitHub there, so that can be in the hidden area, but we do want project, which that's fine, and we do want who it's for, and that's pretty good. Okay, and then you can again move them around. So as you finish the projects, you can move it around to the different stages. But then you can get a nice view of all your projects and where they are, what their status is in this view. Okay. So then there's the employer table, which keeps track of again the employers. Then you may have subtasks for each project. So in this case, I may have, let's go over here. Let's go to grid view. So I may have sample task 1, and this sample task is for Unit 3 project. It's currently in progress. I'm working on it, and it's due. Okay, we'll say it's due March 27th. And then I can add any additional notes. Cool. Okay, and you can do that with these different, and I'll just delete these extra records. Okay, so again, you have a Kanban view, so that way you can see by your task by status. So I can say, hey, see this task here belongs to my Unit 3 project. It's currently in progress. Nice. And again, I can move them around. And you can add new statuses if you want. And then, but I can also see them by calendar. So I can see, hey, look, sample task here is due on this date. So I have that view, so that way I can kind of keep track of what tasks I'm working on, when do I want to have them done by, and what project they belong to. And then there's this tab here, this table here, which is just lists all different technologies. I've added many, particularly web technologies. So basically a lot of different front-end frameworks, back-end frameworks. But anything you're learning, you can add here. And then you can list what language it is. So basically what I did is I put most languages in this list. So that way you can add them by language. And then here you can keep track of your skill level. So if you don't know it, leave it as don't know. Once you learn sort of the basics, you can go upgrade to no basics, comfortable, expert, and the idea is just kind of keep track of your own personal development, and you can see what projects you may be using these technologies on, so that way you can get an idea of sort of, okay, which technologies am I spending the most time with, which ones may I want to go learn more about because I'm using them a lot, and you can kind of just see where you are, and also get ideas of other things you might want to go learn. Okay, and then if you see something you want to learn out there and you want to add it to the list, you can add it to the list. I don't have any additional views for this, but we should add one. Okay, we can add a couple, so I'll just do that now. Okay, we should have one for each of these. So we should have one based on language, so you can see what technologies belong to what language. Nice, so now I can see a Kanban for each language and get an idea, okay, what I would want to learn. and then add stuff that way. And then let's actually let's name these tech by language. Okay, let's add another Kanban view. Let's do it for purpose, tech by purpose. Okay, so you want to just take a look at like all the front-end frameworks and just kind of go scroll here, scroll through front-end stuff, look at all the back-end stuff, look at the mobile dev stuff. Okay, and then actually here I should add Electron. So let's add that real quick. Electron, which is a JavaScript framework for desktop development. Don't know. Works for me. And then I also want to add PyQt, which is in Python, which is for desktop development. Don't know. And then did I add Kivy here? No, I forgot to add Kivy here for mobile development. Okay, so let's add that. Kivy, which is a Python framework for mobile. Don't know. Cool. And I'm not really familiar with anything here. I know TensorFlow probably belongs in this category, but I'm not familiar with it enough to put it in either category. So you can add those if you want. Cool. So this stack here, they're stacked by purpose. And then let's add one more Kanban. We can take a look at what your skill level is. So you can start moving things around. Let's try to get as many things in comfortable and expert as you want. Start, you know, moving these technologies down the row. So tech by skill level. Okay. And let me just let's see. I already named these. Yep. Did we name these? Project by status. Yep. And that's pretty much what you got here. Again, you can add more tables, add more stuff if you want. But it's just kind of a fun way to kind of keep track of your journey as a programmer. If you want to add like a table to keep track of like job applications or client meetings or if you want to add like more other stuff for your particular application, you have the room to do that because it's Airtable. But this is a nice starting point as a programmer to have, especially if you're in web, because I've listed a lot of the web technologies. Now, how would you create a copy of this? There is a special link. So let me just what you do is when you click on that link. So I have it somewhere right over here. When you click that link, okay, it'll take you to this, which will allow you to view the table in sort of this database in a read-only format. So you can look at it and see what it has, but you can't change anything. But you can make a copy for yourself by clicking right over here in copy base. Okay, and then you can just copy it over to your account and use it for tracking your stuff. You can rename it, change the colors, do whatever you want. But again, it's just offering you a nice little starting place for keeping track of your personal projects you're doing for clients, or just what you should learn, not just keeping track of your coding life. So this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. Have a great day and enjoy.